My management course had been challenging but fascinating. I loved learning of the societal behaviours, talent acquisition, conflict resolution. Although it was a difficult course, I did find it enjoyable, and I even had at least four proper good arguments a day. Such was the nature of my classmates. One socialist amongst a bunch of capitalists, and it was marvellous. I do like a little bit of challenge. I continued volunteer work, and I took temporary work on the council's big yellow ambulances whenever I could. I couldn't drive, but partnered with an experienced driver, I would sit rapt as they tell me of their lives and social services up until that point. I found it also darn fascinating, absorbing every word said to me. In effect, I've been learning of life on the job. And that leads me to a very, very sunny summer on the Wirral. To this day, I recall sitting on the small square, flat, back padded seat to the left of the driver on a sunny, blue sky day. The bright yellow ambulance had bounced its way down country lanes, many of which led to the river. It was a marvellous journey, always was. As we trundled across the River Dee side of the Wirral pickup, George, the driver, always reminded me of Clarence, the angel from It's a Wonderful Life, with 100 stories to tell. And I listened avidly as he told me his tales. And, having lost many of my teeth over my lifetime, I've been tickled pink to watch this little fellow eat a golden delicious apple one sunny afternoon on a sunny blue sky day, easily. Toothless, he had bit into the fruit with gums that had hardened over the years. Then today, I had eaten his cheese toasted sandwich. Yeah, having mislaid my bottom set yet again, I found myself grinning at my memories of George. A little fellow with a big heart was George. Working as a temp, I got partnered with him rarely, but each time I worked with him had been a delightful learning experience. Ever noticed how the people in the big houses are so quick to get rid of them? He'd asked me, looking over his shoulder. Looking over his shoulder at the group of small children seated behind us. Some a little older and taller, and all but two very noisy. Dumbly, I had nodded, my understanding. I had not, but later did. On another occasion, we had driven to a white bungalow as pickup to a local ATC, adult training centre. Yeah. When George had offered me some sensible advice, "Don't let him drool on your skin," he'd informed me with a grin. The meds the poor lad takes makes it acidic. It'll burn badly. I'd open the heavy sliding door, open the small gate, walk down the small pathway towards the front door at the side of the luxurious bungalow. Pressing the bell, I'd nervously waited a minute or so before hearing, "Coming!" from an audible, cultured, highly falsetto voice. Abruptly, the door had opened, and the woman who had answered wore jewellery and a useful twin set, holding a young teen gently by his elbow. Yeah. Assistance had been exchanged, and I'd walked him by the elbow, avoiding being slapped by a waving hand. He was non-verbal, and I'd had to avoid being drooled on by this poor lad. As I got him to the ambulance, and yeah, she just waved us away. A normal day for George. The days have been long, yet in truth they've been fulfilling. Restarting means letting go of the past, she had said to me, sipping her wine, gentle fingertips touching the back of my hand. Thinking back now, she'd been wrong, ever so wrong. It had been doing a management course at a new campus in town. I've been doing that course, and the idea was to adapt that to an underused teaching course I attended and never used. Skills that I just didn't value. As much as I enjoyed my time on the big yellow buses. I mean, one thing had led to another, and a whole lot of fun. I mean, there I was at the time, an unemployed socialist, sitting with a bunch of upper class management types. And I'd been joyous, yeah. As I say, at least 4 arguments a day. That, and I got into some proper people watching. As I'd sit there at the bench, eating my sandwiches come lunchtime. Yeah. I'd enjoyed that summer. Now, well, I sit here, laptop before me, just rambling away because that's what a writer does. Or so I've read. Somewhere, sometime, in the background, MP3s play from the speakers. I plugged in the other day, whenever that was. But they sound good. Well, the music is strangely appropriately going away. As I sit here typing, I hear Diaboli sing "Let It Be" with feeling and dreaming. Bay King. Yeah, Bay King. Sitting on the dock of the bay. And it's obvious that the sounds of my past still mean so much to me. I can't help but muse, thinking how these good memories can shape a lighter side to the present. And God knows what brings Paul Robeson to my mind. I mean, Paul Robeson. As I put my fingers to the keys, he was a man out of place, supported by those who admired his stance against the bullies of his day. And just what is his memory of that admirable man trying to tell me? As I sit here, cross-legged, on my bed, typing away. Nothing I know. I know also, I'll dwell about it. A spark will fire in an hour or so. When I'll know for sure whether I'm right, wrong, or just wrong. Yep, Time has passed and a grumbly tumbly tells me it's time to rise.